Hi, guys and gals. I started our live feed a couple of minutes early tonight, mainly because we're going to take a look at some of the breaks that I've been talking about that are going to sell directly through chat. And that would be the case break for Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball, the case break for Leaf Greatest Hits Football, and then the box break, which I guess is either, I'm not sure if it was a half case or a third of a case actually for Greatest Hits Baseball. I think it was a 3-box case last year, and then they've made Greatest Hits 2-box cases going forward. But anyway, I'm getting ready to put that spreadsheet up here in a second for those of you who might have an interest in that. And if you're not familiar with the Leaf Greatest Hits products, they're actually pretty awesome. They are buyback cards for the most part. So there's usually one Leaf original card of some sort in there. And then outside of that, everything else is going to be buyback cards. So, you can find, for instance, Ezekiel Elliott autographed rookies or, Michael Jordan rookie cards and that sort of thing. And a lot of times they're graded and everything as well. So it's actually a pretty awesome product. But anyway, that's what we're going to be looking at. Let me get it up here for us if I can find it. So I was originally going to do these as a random team break. And I kind of was going back and forth about if I wanted to do it that way or if I wanted to do it by team. I got some feedback from some of you who said you might rather see it by team. So that's how I have it set up. And again, we haven't started yet on our regular break tonight. This is stuff that we're working on that's going to be coming up in the days ahead. Hopefully we'll fill this up before too long. So the first thing that you're looking at, this will be a team break for a case of 2017-18 Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball. That will again have the 4 buyback cards in it, which are often graded. If it's not graded, it would definitely be encased. And it will also have an autograph card in it that will either be LiAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball, or Kyle Kuzma, just by the way, in each one of the boxes for that. In addition to the case of the Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball, we're going to also open as part of that break 3 gold packs and 5 silver packs. Those are the VIP packs from the national show that just concluded. And as you know, sometimes you can pull some awesome stuff in that. They are multi-sport, so we don't know exactly what we'll pull, but there you go. So there is the price across from each team. If you want any of these teams, I'll put all this up again at the very end of the night. If you want any of these teams, what you need to do is just shoot me a message over on eBay or drop me a note here in chat or something like that, and we'll work out the details later. So again, this is another break we're going to be selling directly by way of chat and messages. It's Leaf Greatest Hits Football, also adding in 3 gold and 5 silver VIP packs. And this is just a quick glance through the pricing and stuff. And we can look into this in more depth at the end of the break for anybody who's interested in it. And of course, you can always hit me up through messages. And then finally, the Leaf Greatest Hits Baseball. I say 2018. That's not right. 2018 isn't out yet. Let me fix that. It's 2017 Greatest Hits Baseball. And of course, that one is just the single box, which I believe at that point was a third of a case as opposed to 2 cases. And you know what? If we go a day or so and nobody's really interested in buying them this way by the team, then I'll go back, to the original plan of doing random team breaks. Now, on to the business at hand for tonight's breaks. Okay, a couple of things we need to talk about before we start ripping into stuff. First off, my feedback is automated on eBay, and I do that so that you don't ever have to wait on me. So anytime you post positive feedback for me, you should immediately / instantly get positive feedback in return. And the second thing you see there, of course, is a note to say thank you. And that's because I appreciate everybody who jumps in and bids and breaks and hangs out with me. So welcome. Thanks for joining me, spending part of your Sunday evening with me. And hopefully we're going to make it worth your while and pull some nice things tonight. What we are looking at right now is a list of the upcoming breaks. This is the stuff that's already listed on eBay, up and available for sale over the course of the next 5 days. And of course, tomorrow night, Immaculate Baseball. That's the extra case of that I bought, and it's the last case that we have of it. Gold Standard Football, it's a half case break. It's the back half of a case, also the last of it. And Certified Football will be a full 12-box case, and it is the last of it. On Tuesday, we're going to open an autographed New Era baseball cap, a Gold Rush autographed baseball jersey, another case of Clearly Authentic baseball, and a half case of our Leaf autographed football jerseys, and a 6-box break, which is a third of a case, and we'll finish up our case of Donruss football. Wednesday, we're going to open a Hit Parade Series 32 autographed full-size football helmet, and an 8-box case of Unparalleled football. Unparalleled comes out on Wednesday, and we're going to, of course, bust into it on Wednesday as well. On Thursday, we're going to do another half case of the Leaf autographed football jerseys, another case of Clearly Authentic, and we're going to do an 8-box case of Topps Chrome Jumbo baseball. So that's going to have 40 hits in it. There are 5 autographs per box times the 8 boxes. That's going to be a 40-hit break on that Topps Chrome Jumbo. Friday night, we're going to be busy Friday night. We're going to open some National Show exclusive edition stuff. An autographed basketball, which has Jason Tatum and Charles Barkley on the checklist, by the way. An autographed batting helmet, and an autographed full-size football helmet. All of those are National Show exclusive editions. Then a full case of Elements football, which will be the final case of Elements I had originally thought tonight would be, but I picked up an extra case at the card shop to help him out, so we'll break that Friday night. We'll break a 5th case of Clearly Authentic Friday night. And guess what else comes out? Crown Royal basketball. Yay! We'll break a full case of that as well. And so, Jay Allen, I'm sure you are probably here for the Leaf Greatest Hits stuff. I did have that up right at the beginning, and I'll put it up again at the end of the break tonight for anyone who's interested in those that are, direct through chat. And next we're looking at the paid shipping breaks. Everything is paid tonight. There are no free shipping breaks, so you can anticipate that it's going to get out the door to you roughly Thursday the 16th, okay? If I can get it out to you sooner than that, I will. If anybody gets blanked tonight in your break, whatever consolation card or cards you are due will ship with the rest of the break, because everything tonight is a paid shipping break. So that is how that's going to roll out. And everybody, hopefully everybody will pull something, but realistically we're probably going to have a few teams that don't. So we're looking right now at, first up this evening, 12 boxes of 2018 Elements football. It's a full case break. It's break number 6. Everything we opened tonight ended tonight on eBay. That is Sunday night, August the 12th. And we started, of course, early tonight at 9:30. Team names are on the left-hand side. Winning bidders are across from it there on the right-hand side. And a new spreadsheet will go up before every break. So if you're not in Elements, you will get a chance to see your name up there before we do your break. And as a general reminder, guys, it is Elements, followed by Archive Signature Active Player Edition, followed by Allen and Ginter. That's the order of our breaks tonight. I'm taking autofocus off. That's why you see the background going out of focus. But please don't worry. You'll still be able to see the cards just fine when we pull them out of the packs. Now, let's see who we have in chat. So Jay Allen is here tonight, and James is here tonight. Kian's dad is back with your Chicago Bears, who haven't seen you in a little while, Kian's dad. You kind of, you've been MIA for a little bit. I see John didn't like all the information that I shared there at the front. He just wanted to get right to the break. Well, I'm sorry about that, John, but you know what? That's the best way to get all the information out that you need to know about when things are going to ship and how consolation cards work and all that. And despite the fact that that's up there, and we'll go up there a couple of more times before the night is over, I absolutely promise you that I will get at least 2 or 3 messages from this group of people that will ask me what happens if they didn't pull anything and when their stuff's going to ship. So I just try to get all that out there up front, but you know what? Most of the time I still end up getting the questions. And Greg is here, and let's see, somebody's here from Twitter. DeYoung Twitter is here saying this is your first break with us, so welcome. And Ron Payne is new tonight as well. So Ron, welcome to you also. Kienstad says he's shocked that people don't listen. You know, I'm kind of the same way, Kienstad. Everybody learns differently or pays attention differently, right? Some people pay attention to what they hear. Some people pay attention to what they see. So that is why I put it up there why I put it up there in written format while I also go over it verbally, because you hope you kind of catch everybody in their preference at that juncture, but the reality of it is you really don't. But that's okay. We do our best to get the information out so that everybody's on the same page and no ugly surprises, and then you just have to live with the results. Junk Slinger is here looking for a Barry Sanders. All right. Well, that is a very specific request for some break mojo, so we'll see if we can't make that happen for you. That is, Kirk is your name, I see, but you go by Junk Slinger on eBay, I believe, right? The young Twitter is here for Ginter, for Allen and Ginter. I would say Allen and Ginter, you know, these are, of course, as you can see coming out, these are one-pack boxes, and so is the next break. So I would say you've probably got about 35 minutes, give or take 5 minutes, before we'll be in Ginter. But of course, I'm always happy to have you hang out and chat with us and see what else comes out of the other breaks if you would like. Gina, I know you're being sarcastic, saying you can't wait for Allen and Ginter. Gina hates it when Allen and Ginter breaks because she doesn't like all the extra non-baseball cards. It makes her like crazy that there's other cards in there that aren't baseball cards. So I know that you are kidding, Gina. You don't even have to type that. Seattle's 12th man is here as well for the first time. So welcome to you. And Ben Rudd's here. And Kirk says, guys, he doesn't push drugs. That Junk Slinger was his call sign in the Army. So I didn't think you were a drug dealer, Kirk. But I will say thank you for your service, because we do appreciate everyone who gives so much to our armed forces. So we do thank you for that. All right, first out, our base card is numbered to 10. It's Cam Newton and the Panthers. Next up, our framed relic. It's Jalen Samuels, numbered 250 for the Steelers. And it's just a big old boring white patch, which I know is supposed to be good because their uniform's predominantly black and it's probably like part of a number or something. But honestly, I still think it's just kind of boring when it's one color. It's just how I feel. It's how I feel about it. Our entrapped metal card is Darius Geis, poor guy. That is numbered to 99 for the Redskins. Of course, we all know what the deal is with him. He unfortunately tore his ACL in the preseason, so he's out for the year, which is no good. Jermaine Kersey to 199 for the Jets is our metal card signature. Gina, you learn best by song, so you would like for me to sing the instructions the next time or the information? Well, I don't really think, if you knew what my singing voice sounded like, I promise you wouldn't be saying that. That is numbered to 75. It's Leonard Fournette and the Jags. And our framed relic is once again a Pittsburgh Steeler, this time James Washington to 125, and that one solid black. And Jay Ajayi, so this is probably going to be our neon signature. Yes, it is. It is entrapped acetate as opposed to entrapped metal. It is numbered to 30 with a little Jay Ajayi. And the neon signatures are typically case hits, generally once per case, every once in a while twice. Mark Walton to 199 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, you're looking for a Raptor tooth out of Allen and Ginter? I would be thrilled to pull any of those relics. Like, I think those kinds of relics with the fossils, and like last year, the Santa Claus relic and the, you know, that kind of stuff. I'd love to pull that. I think that's fun. Justin Tucker for the Ravens. That is numbered to 25. A framed relic, Alvin Kamara and Ricky Williams for the Saints. Dual relic to 75. Oh, Kirk, you served for 12 years. That is, I tell you what, I don't have the discipline to do that. I'm quite certain that I don't. So I applaud you for that, for sure. Jalen Samuels and the Pittsburgh Steelers, that is to 125. Christian Kirk, numbered 250. Nice low number, gold medal, Arizona Cardinals. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tweak our focus just slightly because, you know, that's really not letting me get that quite as close to the camera as I want. So let's try that. Let's see if that does it. I like to get them pretty close so that we can have, if there are kind of imperfections and little stuff like that, hopefully they mostly show up if you're up close. That's the goal anyway. Numbered to 75, it's Jameis Winston for the Bucks. And we have Baker Mayfield with our framed relic to 99 for the Browns. Our entrapped metal is Traquan Smith. Would help if I flipped it over, wouldn't it? Numbered to 350 for the Saints. Turning it sideways to look at the number, but yet I was on the wrong side of the card, so that wasn't very smart of me, was it? Oh, you've got Fly, Eagles, Fly. You're an Eagles fan. Okay. I'm a Steelers fan, but, you know, they're the same state, so I've got a little love for the Eagles, too. Royce Freeman to 199, Broncos. Kian's dad, you said there's been a Steeler in every box. You know, we pulled the 1-of-1 Jalen Samuels out of here maybe last case or case before last, and we had a Mason Rudolph to 25 in that same case. It's been kind of crazy. This is numbered to 25 for the Houston Texans, J.J. Watt. And we pulled a 1-of-1 Mason Rudolph laundry tag out of Certified like the very next night. It's been kind of a Steelers week. This is numbered to 125. It's Calvin Ridley and the Falcons. We also pulled an autographed Le'Veon Bell jersey. I'm just thinking about all the Steelers stuff that's come out this week. It kind of has been a lot, man. It kind of has been. Naheem Hines for the Colts. That is numbered to 350. Of course, the talk of everything Indianapolis these days is Andrew Luck shaved his weird-looking neck beard. Ronald Jones, numbered to 50 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a gold hit. So, yeah, now he has this kind of strange little mustache that I don't know if any of you have ever watched Orange is the New Black on Netflix, but in some of the seasons, it's been several seasons ago, but there was a prison guard that had kind of a weird mustache, and they used to call him Porn Stash. And when I saw Andrew Luck's weird little mustache, I thought, Porn Stash. This is numbered to 75. It's Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers. Our framed relic is Nick Chubb for the Browns, numbered to 99. Kian's dad said all those Steelers were probably hard for me to ship out. Oh, no, man. I mean, I love looking at them and hitting them, of course, because, you know, I'm a Steelers fan. But no, I don't ever hesitate on that kind of stuff. I'm glad to pull good stuff for you guys. You can see there is a big imperfection right down there. A lot of chipping on that lower left corner on the back. And this is Kyle Lauletta for the Giants, numbered to 350. And honestly, guys, most of the cards that have the entrapped metal or the entrapped acetate do have some edge and corner issues. They're just typically not quite as noticeable as that one was. This is Mark Walton again to 199 for the Bengals. He's Porn Stash Jr. Here's That's kind of funny. I don't know, man. Like Andrew Luck, I like Andrew Luck a lot. Let's start with that. But that sort of neck beard that he had was always kind of weird, but I think it might be preferable to what it looks like now. That's number to 25 for the Panthers. It's Luke, I never say his last name right, Kuechly or something like that. Kyle Lauletta for the Giants. That's to 125. For those of you who are new, I'll just tell you up front, I am absolutely awful at name pronunciation. Doesn't matter how many times I hear it. I'm still going to spit it out wrong, probably 8 out of 10 times if it's an unusual name. So, you know, just be prepared for that. For those of you who might be new, be prepared. This is Derek Brooks. We have a second neon signatures in this case. I like the way that's rolling. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's numbered to 88, and trapped acetate, of course, on those. And then we have Jeremy Shockey to 99. That's interesting for the Giants, who meanwhile are just going, why couldn't it have been Saquon Barkley? Because, you know, but you got Jeremy Shockey, so we got to do what we got to do, I guess. It moved from his neck to his lip. Yeah, it kind of did. His whole beard just kind of crawled up his face, didn't it? This is Metal Moments for the Seahawks. It is numbered to 50. It's Marshawn Lynch. The Metal Moments are case hits, one per case typically. Doris Fountain for the Indianapolis Colts. That's a nice looking patch. 2 colors, little piece of a seam. It is numbered to 99. What's this? Uh-oh. This looks like a third neon signature. What's it going to be numbered to for the boys? It is also numbered to 88. This is the first case I've had with 3 neon signatures, okay? We had one case that had 2. We had one case that had none. All the others have had 1. This one has 3, but that one so far, oh yeah, that's the best out of this case, am I right? If you have the Cowboys, it's the best anyway. The little Zeke to 88. And behind that is Rashad Matthews for the Titans. I see some kind of something going on down there. I don't know what. Something's on the metal. I'm not going to attempt to do anything to it. You can probably clean it when you get it, but there is a little something or another on there. And I don't know. I guess it could be a scratch in the surface, but I think it's more likely that it might be something on there. But anyway, Titans with Rashad Matthews. Yeah, Ben Rudd, that's the third neon, right? I mean, how cool is that? Pretty cool. Gina says, what am I talking about? I struggle with normal names. Well, I know. That's why I said it. Antonio Brown to 75 for the Steelers. That's why I was warning it, because you know what? We have some new people here tonight that said it's their first time breaking with us. So I was just telling them, you know, get prepared. Start your drinking game now if you're so inclined. This is Anthony Miller and the Bears to 125 for Kian's dad with a framed relic. Kalen Ballage, who got kicked out of his huddle. How about that? Numbered to 350 for the Dolphins. Yes, indeed. Ryan Tannehill, who's usually pretty mild-mannered, got mad because Kalen missed a blocking assignment, kicked him out of the huddle, and right off the field. Yeah, that'll teach him. A redemption. I am cruel. I'm leaving it upside down as I always do. We'll flip it at the end of the break. Oh, the first 2 neon signatures were yours, but you would trade them both for the for the Zeke for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't blame you on that. And we have Phillip Rivers to 75 for the Chargers, our metal base card. Darius Geis is our framed relic for the Redskins to 99. Here comes Kiki for the Texans. And Kiki, a little few dings around the corners and things. But, hey, 1 of 1, baby. Our 1 of 1 streak continues, except for last night. I think we did not have one last night. But outside of that, we've had almost every break we've had in the last 4, 5, 6 days, other than maybe last night, we've had a 1 of 1. So the Texans with a handsome 1 of 1 for Kiki, and it has an inscription on it. Although it's partially cut off, the inscription, because, you know, because they sign these pieces of metal or acetate, as the case may be, separately, obviously. And then the company inserts them down into the card. So if the person didn't keep it right in the dead center when it gets inserted into the card, that's what happens. However, if you have the Texans, I bet you don't mind. LaDainian Tomlinson, Chargers to 5. Very nice Chargers. We pulled a LaDainian autographed jersey this week. I think it was this week out of one of the Leaf half-case jersey breaks, too. Oh, Chris, that Zeke is yours, and it's going in your personal collection. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Kian's dad, you're looking for Mitch Trubisky? Let's see if we can't find it for you before we get out of this case. This is numbered to 75. It's Kenyon Drake for the Dolphins. Radioactive rookie framed relic is Hayden Hurst and the Ravens to 125. I think it's to one. Yeah, it is to 125. Double check that. Mark Walton again. So if you have the Bengals, you have maybe 3 Mark Waltons now. That is numbered to 350. And so you've got a Mark Walton and 2 spares that you can sell or trade. Oh, baby, Deshaun Watson to 25. I'm liking this case. The further we go, the happier I am. This is a really nice case. And you know what, guys? This is actually the one that I picked up at the card store this week. I just grabbed it because it was off the top. This is the one that he had ordered. For those of you who are new, we have one local card store in town. The guy's owned it for 20 years. He's a super nice guy. Sometimes he helps me by ordering extra stuff, you know, allocated things and whatever. Anyway, he had a heart attack a few weeks ago, so he hasn't been in the store a lot, and he had some extra stuff. And this was one of them. He said, would you mind, you know, taking this case because I haven't been here enough to sell it. This is numbered to 50. It is Peyton Manning and the Colts. So I said, you know, sure, he's helped me out plenty over the years. I was happy to do it. And you know what? We're getting some really good stuff out of it, so it's good karma, I guess. This is Josh Rosen for the Arizona Cardinals, numbered to 99. It was a little uneven, but, you know, he'll get there. He'll get there. Mike Gesicki, Dolphins hit again. Little imperfection down there in the lower right in particular that I noticed. It is also numbered to 350. Kian's dad, is this the first? This is the first redemption that Trubisky's had? I did not realize that, man. I didn't realize he was live and everything last year. I guess I wasn't paying attention, was I? Oh, wow. Look at that. If you get the Vikings, I love this hit. That is Carl Eller to 199. Dang on, man. I know some people only like the rookies. I love pulling those veteran Hall of Fame type guys. I think that's pretty awesome. Now our redemption. Drum roll it. It is LeGarrette Blount. And you know what we're going to do? Yeah, you do. We're going to the Panini website. And we're going to verify that. And we're also going to find out what it is numbered to. Because Panini's very handy that way, and they share all that information on here. So we're just going to go look it up, and then we're going to find out how low or high that may be numbered. Probably low, I'm guessing. I mean, it's LeGarrette Blount. I don't think it's going to be super high. I think it was card set Steel Signatures. I better double check that. Yeah, Steel Signatures card number is 99. And where are you, 99? What are you numbered to, bud? Numbered to 199. All right, so let me get that labeled up here. And then we're going to recap this, because that's just how we do things in case, you know, somebody jumped in late, you missed it, whatever. Here's the deal, though. When we recap, it's not going to be front and back and read off all the numbers again and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to look at the base cards again. We're just going to go through the hits, and we're going to go through them at a decent clip, but enough that you'll be able to see it if you want. So LeGarrette Blount on the checklist, of course, for the Philadelphia Eagles, numbered to 199 is our redemption. And here we go to our other relics. A Redskin and a Colt and a Giant, Browns and Falcons. We've got more of them, though. That wasn't all. We have Steelers, Cardinals, Ravens, Bears, Browns, Saints, and Steelers again. All in all, though, I'm pretty happy with this case. I mean, I think this case was pretty good. especially because we got 3 of the neon signatures. I mean, that's just good. Anyway, you cut it. Dolphins, the Bengals, the Dolphins. How about that? So nice. Zeke to 88, neon signatures for the boys. And another neon signature to 88, and that is Derek Brooks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then we have Colts and Saints. A third neon signature, Jay Ajayi for the Eagles. That one is numbered a little bit lower. That one is numbered to 30. Then Kyle Lauletta. And for the Steelers, it's Jalen Samuels. Where did my 1 of 1 go? And then Darius Geist. Did I blow through my 1 of 1 already a while ago without noticing that it was the 1 of 1? Where did it go? Where are you? 1 of 1. Where is it for real? Where did I did I stack it over in the other spot? Where is it? We had to have just had it. Because I just saw it. I mean, we just pulled it out. We just had it. Where in the heck did it go? Did I stack it in here? I didn't think I did. I guess I did. Did I? No. Yes, I did. Good grief. I'm losing my mind. It's stacked with the metal cards. Sorry. I'm like going, wait a minute. I know that can't have gotten off the table. Carl Eller for the Vikings. The nice Deshaun Watson for the Texans. We will flip and look at the back of that because it's LT, LaDainian Tomlinson to 5 for the Chargers. And then here is our 1 of 1 that, oh my gosh, I like freaked out because I stacked it in the wrong spot and I thought it mysteriously, like Harry Potter, disappeared on me. 1 of 1 Kiki for the Houston Texans. And then, of course, we have Rashad Matthews for the Titans, the Giants with Jeremy Shockey, another Bengal, Mark Walton, the Ronald Jones for the Buccaneers, and for the Broncos is Royce Freeman, the Arizona Cardinals, Christian Kirk, another Mark Walton for the Bengals, and then for the Jets, Jermaine Kersey, something close to that. Or maybe not at all close to that, but we're going to act like it's close to that and go right on because that's just what we're doing. So, all right. Let's see here what else we have got coming up. You know what it is. It's Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition, but I have to get our spreadsheet set up. Ben Rudd, you said you were trying to get a bid on the Texans tonight, but your daughter took you away, pulled you away from the phone, and you wish you'd gotten them because of Deshaun Watson being in there. I hear you. You should totally blame her for that and make her like do the dishes for a week. I'm kidding. Of course, I'm kidding. I'm not advocating enforced child labor. All right. In case you missed this earlier, here's another shot at it. We are looking at approximately Thursday as your shipping date. If I can get it out to you faster than Thursday, I most certainly will. And if you happen to be skunked in a break, if your team doesn't pull anything at all, which won't happen in Allen and Ginter, but could happen in Elements and could happen in Archive Signature Series, your consolation card or cards that you are entitled to will ship out with the rest of the break in this case, okay? So this is 20 boxes of 2018 Topps Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition. This is break number 3. And you know what? I don't even know if Stang Lover is on here right now. But I kind of got this for Stang Lover, sort of. Like, I like the product, and I tried to buy a lot more of it, and you know the story. The stupid people and their allocations, they won't let you buy what you want. So I didn't get very much of it. Partially because of allocations and partially because my distributor messed up and plugged in the wrong number for my last year's history. And they were supposed to have given us the same thing we got last year, except he plugged mine in wrong and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we didn't have much of it. So Stang Lover says, hey, how come we didn't have much of it? And so I'm like, well, here's why. And then I started thinking, you know, I really do like that product, and I would like to open some more, even though we didn't get it. So I did buy another case at the crazy, jacked up high price. And we're going to have some fun with it. And I hope that it brings us good luck and that we pull some really awesome stuff for you guys out of it. Because I like this, I like Clearly Authentic, all of these that have just the one encased card in them, I think are a lot of fun. and if Tops would maybe sort them a little better so we weren't always pulling the same teams over and over, which happens from time to time. Fortunately, not every case, but it does happen. But if they could fix that little problem for us, it would just be fantastic. Scott, you were asking how to buy into a break. I am on eBay, and my username on there is, I know this is weird, okay? Before I say it, I'm just going to acknowledge that I know it's weird. My eBay username is Fleaburger. Flea like on an animal, F-L-E-A. And then burger, you know, like hamburger. And yeah, that's what it is. All one word, Fleaburger. And if you just go to like search on eBay, then you can click on advanced search and you can type in, you can click on see items by seller, type in Fleaburger, and then it'll bring up all of the auctions that I have listed currently. And from there, once you have them all up, you can search within just my listings. You can sort it by newly listed, ending soonest, sort it by sport, you know, whatever rocks your world from that point. Kian's dad, you are out of here. All right, ma'am. We'll see you next time. Hey, Kian's dad, come see me for Unparalleled on Wednesday. Let's see if we can't get something happening with Unparalleled. Bobby B is in the house. Hey, hey, hey to you, Bobby B. I'm trying to get all the plastic off of these archive signatures, and now I've got them all like hosed up out of order here. Which ones have plastic on them and which ones don't. Mainly because I just don't like to have to, I don't know, once we get going, I just like to go. So I want to get all the plastic off at once, and then we can just whip through it. Jay Allen, you wonder where that name came from. I can tell you where that name came from. Here, I had a cat once upon a time. I had a little cat that I rescued from the pound who was solid white, and his name was Flea. You guys may remember Flea was the drummer for the is the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and at one time he had white hair, you know, spiky white hair. So anyway, I have this little kitty that I adopted from the Humane Society, and I named him Flea. And when I was setting up my account many, many moons ago, let's not talk about how old that makes me, but when I was setting that account up many moons ago, I tried to just put in Flea, because, you know, this was a long time ago, before you had to worry about being hacked and all that kind of stuff, and you just kind of put in something you could remember. And it said no, Flea was taken. And so I tried all these different variations of things, and it wouldn't let me have any of them. And at the time, I happened to be eating a cheeseburger from McDonald's. And I was just really frustrated because it wouldn't take any of my usernames. So I just plugged in there Flea Burger together because I was eating, yeah, a burger. And of course, that's what it took. So that was actually my my story behind why it is Fleaburger. And then I've just been on eBay so many years, and that's how everybody has known me on there for so long. I just never have kind of wanted to go change it. So, John, you were asking me how much do the boxes sell for on eBay? Well, are you talking about like the breaks, or you're saying you might want, if you wanted to like buy a box, a sealed box for yourself? I'm not 100% sure. Okay, now I see what you're saying. You're saying for the team spots. You know what, John? It really depends a lot on the product. You know, some products go really high, some go lower. I don't know that there is totally an average cost. On archives, gosh, you know what? We haven't opened enough of this for me to really give you a good average, but probably if you took all the teams together and then divided them by, you know, added up all the bids together, divided it by 30, I don't know, it would probably come out maybe 30, 35 a team. But that's because some teams are going to sell higher, obviously, and some lower, but But you know what, there's so many different products that you can always find something in your price range. You know, going from Flawless, which is $1,200 and $1,500 for a single box that has like 7 cards in it. And then you can end up down in Series 1 and Series 2, you know, where you might pick up teams for $8 or $10. But you know what? I like this. This is to 50. And you know why I like this? A, it's Allen and Ginter. And B, I don't see a lot of Justin Bauer. So I like that for the Marlins with Justin Bauer. The Dodgers have Jock Peterson. This is out of bunt originally, and it is numbered to 40. You're saying, are there team spots that go below the box price? Oh, for sure, because, I mean, everything goes below the... Teams go below the box price pretty much always. Carlos Santana for the Indians. And that is that not numbered? I guess that is, I would thought that was numbered, but I guess it's not. Oh, it is. Good Lord. It's a 1 of 1, and I didn't even see it. Oh, my gosh. It's right up there, kind of hidden. So our 1 of 1 streak kind of continues. That's a nice Carlos Santana for the Indians, 1 of 1. So what am I saying? Yeah, Justin Bauer was just traded to the Phillies. I was a little surprised by that, actually. Adam Duvall, who is numbered 247. He's been traded too, but on that card, he's a Cincinnati Red, so that's where he's going. Next out, oh, look at that. That's nice. To 32, you got a little Devers coming out on a Bowman card, no less. So Red Sox with a nice hit. And the Indians are going to hit again. This is Bradley Zimmer to 99, also on a Bowman, on a first Bowman, actually, as was Devers' first Bowman. I should be more specific. Gio is in the house. Hi, Gio. Happy Sunday to you, too. This is numbered to 38. It's the Pirates and Tyler Glasnow. He's been traded as well, like everybody's been traded. Man, what's going on? Ahmed Rosario in the Mets to 95. Bobby B, we made you happy. What did we hit for you? Which one of those was yours, Bobby? Numbered to 66. It's Edwin Encarnacion for the Blue Jays. Cubbies coming out for Ian Happ to 46 out of a Bowman, on a Bowman Chrome card. Oh, look at that Bregman. Oh, Astros, that is nice. Nice. Numbered to 5. I like that very, very, very much. Astros. Ramirez, the Indians are cleaning house tonight. That is to 49. Jose Ramirez. Colorado Rockies hit with John Gray to 75. Josh Harrison for the Pirates. Josh is numbered to 30. And this is numbered to 99, and it is a little Aaron Nola for the Phillies. Also nice. I just looked over there and said, see that DeYoung Twitter says, I'm the only one who hasn't been traded. I'm kind of hoping my wife changes that soon. That is too funny. This is Dansby Swanson to 60 for the Braves. That is really funny, man. I like that. This is Tim Beckham for the Tampa Bay Rays. It is numbered to 31. Yeah, John, the cool thing about breaks, I mean, you were asking a second ago if the bid prices go below the individual box price. In most breaks, that would always be the case. I mean, this is not as expensive per box, so you might have some teams that would exceed the individual box price in here, but that's probably not the norm. This is numbered to 72. It is Piscotty for the Cardinals. For the Colorado Rockies, we have Charlie Blackmon, numbered to 56. And then for the Cincinnati Reds, it's Iglesias to 99. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the cool thing about breaks is that you get a lot more mileage for your money because, you know, you might be able to, you can't even buy one box of this for 30 bucks. Some of these teams probably sold for, you know, $10 and you got 20 boxes in there, you know, so you got a whole case worth of of chances. Now, sometimes you don't hit, and that's a drag, but sometimes you hit a bunch, and that's awesome. So, you know, that's how it can pay off, but it can also be frustrating at times. So, yeah, Gina, I know I did that. All right, guys, we're recapping. We have the Rays, the Braves, the Phillies. Sometimes I list, most of the time at night, that's a red and another red. I list across all the sports, you know, like a lot of times we might break a basketball break, a football break, and baseball break all in the same night. Occasionally, when I'm listing one, I will cross my sports. This is Josh Harrison for the Pirates. Then we had a Rocky, and we've got a Cleveland Indian. And so tonight in this break, I noticed it not until after it had ended, of course. I had listed this as the Houston Texans instead of the Houston Astros. Whoops. That is the Rockies and the Mets. The Pirates, the Indians, and the nice 1 of 1. Is that the 1 of 1? No, that's not the 1 of 1. That's Devers for the Red Sox. Where'd our 1 of 1 go? There it is. Thought I had picked it up, and I hadn't. There it is. Carlos Santana, 1 of 1 for the Indians. The Dodgers and the Justin Bauer for the Marlins. The Cardinals had a hit. Nice Alex Bregman for the Astros. The Cubbies with Ian Happ and Edwin Encarnacion for the Blue Jays. So clearly authentic active player edition is in the books. That's going to roll us into Allen and Ginter. John, you said, how far back does archive set go in terms of years? Yeah, I see Bobby B has kind of jumped in there and handled that too. It can be as far back as rookie cards for anybody who is an active player. So they have different editions of archive signature series. Last year they had a postseason edition in addition to active player. This year, instead of postseason edition, they're calling it retired players. So those, you know, can go way back. And then, of course, anything in here is, since it's active players, wouldn't be farther back than what someone's rookie card would be. I just messed up my spreadsheet. Hang on. Sorry. Accidentally moved it onto the wrong tab. Sorry. Okay. So you probably have seen this by now, right? But again, people do jump in and out, and sometimes when you're watching the uploaded version, somebody just scrolls right to their break and they wouldn't have seen any of the early stuff. So here it is one more time. Allen and Ginter, it's going to be a 6-box half case break. It is the start of a new case. It's also the last case I have. And you do not have to worry about consolation cards in Allen and Ginter because absolutely everybody's going to pull stuff. It's got a lot of base cards in it. I'm anticipating a Thursday shipping date. If I can get it out to you faster than Thursday, I will do that for sure. I always try to be faster than that, but I tell you what, lately, everything's had so many dang cards in it, it's hard to get ahead of schedule. So 6 boxes of 18 Allen and Ginter half case break number 7. Once again, ended tonight, Sunday night, August the 12th. We started earlier than normal at 9:30. Of course, as you know, we normally start at 10. Our team names are on the left-hand side there, and your name in lights, if you're the winning bidder, is across from your team on the right-hand side. There are a few extra categories in here. Non-baseball celebrity, so that takes into account all of the other athletes from other sports, comedians and sports writers, and you know, all that kind of jazz falls into non-baseball celebrity, which all of that, of course, is outlined in more detail in the listing description. Then we have a category for beaches, moons, nature, and weather. So any cards related to that, go to that category. This is Gina's favorite part when we talk about all this. Then equipment, baseball equipment, stadium, because there's like a soccer stadium or something card, and then baseball superstitions all go to that category. And finally, non-baseball, non-celebrity minis. That's where your fossils and relics would fall into that category. You know, world's hottest peppers, flags of lost nations, postage stamps, all of those kind of cryptocurrency, all that sort of stuff falls into that category. And again, there's a lot more specifics about that in the description for that particular listing if you are interested in it. Given that this is the start of a new case, here's how this works, because I know some of you are new. Every breaker does this different, but this is how I do it. I take all of the boxes out. So we're going to set all 12 boxes on the table here. I'm going to number each of them on the end, and then I'll use random.org to determine which 6 we open tonight versus which 6 are opened in our final break of Allen and Ginter this year. I just prefer to do it that way. I like to keep everything where it can easily be determined how it was done, so there's no question about how something goes, because especially this, you know, there are case hits in here, so it's always best to use an impartial way of figuring out what gets opened and what break if you're doing less than the full case. But it's the start of the case, you know. If that makes sense. It probably didn't, but I know what I mean. Hopefully you know what I mean. So this is really simple. I'll bring you along with me, but it's simply going to be me typing in the 1 through 12 and hitting randomize one single time. The first 6 numbers that come up will open the corresponding 6 boxes tonight. So let's see if I can't get us both on the right page here. Eventually, we're getting there, we're getting there. Oh, shoot. Okay, there is our 1 through 12. Let me make sure I've got you with me. I do. Good. And, whoops, I didn't realize I had that open. That's why it keeps draining all my power. All right, here we go. It is 6, 4, 8, 5, 7, and 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? 3. Did it give us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? 3, 4, 5, 6. It did. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That never happens. Huh, that's kind of cool. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like it. Making my life easy. Give me 1 second here. Actually, more like 1 minute. And let me get these other 6 boxes put back in their case, and then we'll get started on this. Okay, Allen and Ginter time. Gina, you're so wrong, man. You are just so wrong. Oh, John, you're asking about trading with somebody. Hey, man, I don't mind if you guys talk about trading in my chat rooms. I know some breakers don't like it, get testy about it, but it doesn't bother me. Now, I mean, if you were like in every night, like spamming a giant list of stuff you were selling, now that wouldn't be cool. But just, you know, generally coming in and you got a thing you want to talk about here and there, or you want to offer to trade somebody or something, that's all cool, man. I don't mind that. So Allen and Ginter, we have 3 hits per box. The hits can be really all kinds of things. It can be an autograph card, it can be a relic, it can be a combination autograph relic, it could be a printing plate, it could be a booklet, or a rip card. So any of those qualifies as one of the 3 hits here in Allen and Ginter. Jose Altuve is our box topper for the Astros. Each box will either have this box topper or one of the weird size cards that is like the size of the original Allen and Ginter cards from like 18, whatever it is. And yeah, they have some kind of a name. It's like N46 or N something or another as far as, you know, what the size of those cards are. But you know what? I call them the weird size cards because they don't go in any top loader. So I think we all know what ones I'm referring to when I say that. John, you said this is the hot box that we're opening right now, but I don't know which box number this is. You said you were thinking it was box 8. Let's see what boxes we have. I don't know what boxes are left. I can't even read my own writing. What does that say? This says 6. I don't know what that says. That might say, I don't know if that says 8 or what that even says. I can't even read my own writing. But anyway, we are in the hot box right now. Gio, you out tonight? Okay, man. Well, hopefully we'll see you later in the week. So the hot box, if you don't know what it's all about, this year they're just glossy finish on the base cards, which frankly, you know, is okay, but like I don't love it. I like last year's a lot better, which was the hollow foil, rainbow hollow foil. Well, it's actually technically not just the fact that they're glossy. They also have a darker background behind the player, but, you know, the glossy part's probably the important part. DeYoung, this is your first Allen and Ginter break this year. Oh, and you lost 125 pounds in 6 months. That is amazing, brother. That is awesome. That's some dedication right there. Oh, and you got a divorce. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Did you want the divorce? If you wanted the divorce, then we're going to be like, yeah, get rid of her. If you didn't want the divorce, then, you know, then we'll say, oh, man, she sucks. So, I don't know if you wanted it or not, but I do know that you probably had to work extremely hard to lose 125 pounds in 6 months. So congratulations on that. Allen and Ginter X. You know what? Allen and Ginter X, they just made me so mad with that. They said the day that it was going to come out. So, of course, I checked the website like 10 times early in the day and never saw it, never saw it, never saw it. Then finally, the last time I go back to check, it suddenly had come out and sold out, all within the space of since I had last checked it. So I didn't get any Allen and Ginter X this year, which kind of is not fun. But yeah, I think it's a cool little set. So, but it doesn't matter because I didn't get any. So this, of course, is an example of a non-baseball celebrity. I imagine everybody by now kind of knows what's coming out and where it's going to sort to. But the first time we see some of this stuff, we will note it as we go through, and then you know, from there we won't. Oh, you lost 125 pounds by getting the divorce. I didn't even think about that. San Francisco Giants. That is a relic hit for the Giants first out. I'm very much laughing at you lost the 125 pounds by getting a divorce. That is Flags of Lost Nations. That, of course, goes to non-celebrity, non-baseball minis, and Beaches, of course, goes to Beaches, Moons, Nature, etc. category. That is, that's pretty good, man. So maybe you, well, I don't know. I started to say maybe you didn't have to work that hard to lose it then, but you could, I mean, I don't know. Divorce can be ugly. You might have had to work even harder to lose it. I don't know. But that stadium goes to baseball equipment stadium and baseball superstition category. But that is pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, man. Jay Allen, you are out of here. All right, man. Well, I will see you next up then. Michael Conforto for the Mets. And you said you messaged me about something, I'm assuming, out of the Leaf Greatest Hits, right? So if you did, I will probably, realistically, I probably won't see that until tomorrow. Because by the time we finish this tonight, and then I do, you know, get everything in its top loaders and sleeves and do preliminary sorts and stuff like that, it'll be late, I imagine. So I probably realistically will not see that until tomorrow, but when I see it, I will jump in and of course, get back to you, Jay Allen. with whatever info you're hitting me up with or whatever questions you have. John, we can check the back of the minis, but let's do it all at the end of the break because, a lot of people don't care that much about looking at the backs of stuff, and it takes, oddly enough, it takes a whole lot longer if you stop and flip the back of each mini as you go through, as opposed to if you just stack them off to the side, which I have already done for the baseball players. And then we can just turn them all over and go through them really quickly, all from the back side at the very end of the break. All right. So I do typically stack the baseball minis separately. I don't necessarily stack all the other minis separately, but the baseball I do. And the reason that John is asking that, if those of you who might not know, there are some of these that will be unnumbered on the back. There's occasionally you'll find one that's hand numbered to 25 on the back. Usually I would catch those in sort, but every once in a while somebody wants to look at the backs of them live, so that is no problem, but that's how we do it. We save them to the very end. There's also a glow-in-the-dark one, allegedly, this year. As you know, Ginter always puts a few little surprise things in here. So, John, who's your team in here? Who's your rooting interest? Who are we working the mojo for this evening on Allen and Ginter for you? Rivera, Mariano Rivera, Yankees with a pinstripe. Yay, I like it when we get the pinstripes. And you know what irritates me when we don't. So whenever we get a Yankee relic without a pinstripe, I always kind of grumble a little bit. So I'm glad that we got one there for Rivera. So we don't have to go down that road. But I mean, truly, like, how hard is it for them to give us a pinstripe on a Yankees uniform? Like, not very. That's my opinion. Should not be very hard. You've got the Diamondbacks in here. All right, we need to get some D-back action. And you know what? I forgot to talk about these. These come out one per box. They are Home Run Challenge. If you're not familiar, here's how it works, guys. When you get it, scratch the silver on the back. It gives you a code. You go to the website that is listed. You enter the code. It gives you an opportunity to choose a game where you will hope that your player that's on the front of that card hits a home run. And if he does hit a home run in that game, whoops, you get a special card that they produce, I believe, from Topps Now. And what else? They enter you into a drawing for something or another, like to go to the All-Star game or the Home Run Derby or some such. So, and believe it or not, some of the cards you get, if your guy does hit a home run, some of those Topps Now cards that they would send you sell for decent money. So, for what it's worth. But I will caution you, they don't cut you any slack. So, if it is that your guy sets out that day, or the game's rained out, or whatever the case may be, it's just like, whoops, too bad, you know. This, by the way, goes to the Pirates, because the guy's got on, you know, he's been like a 100-year-old usher for the Pirates, and it is considered part of the baseball set, and it goes to the Pirates. It does say that somewhere in that mini category when it talks about the, you know, what's included and what is not included. It does note that, but just as an FYI. Bomb Cyclone. Yeah, that was a big hot mess last year, wasn't it? Like I had never heard of that until last year when we had that fun weather experience. Not fun. Okay, box number 1, which was our hot box, is in the books. Oh, you saw a glow-in-the-dark Babe Ruth? Man, I would like that. I didn't see that a while ago. I just saw you say the Diamondback. Somehow I overlooked the part where you said you saw a glow-in-the-dark Babe Ruth, because that I would really like to have seen. Ah, you've got the Yankees tonight, DeYoung Twitter. All right, so that Rivera's headed your way. Excellent. John, you personally collect the Indians and the Mets. That's an interesting combination. How'd you end up with the Indians and the Mets as your personal teams? Of course, I can't say much. I'm the Reds and the Dodgers, so it's probably kind of an interesting collection in and of itself, isn't it? Andrew Benintendi for the Boston Red Sox. And, of course, again, our weird size card. The size of the original Allen and Ginter cards from 18 whatever year it was, in the 1800s anyway. Oh, the glow-in-the-dark Babe Ruth was at like 23. Well, you know, a lot of those things like that, I mean, they may not sell for a lot of money, but if you like it, I like stuff like that. So that would be kind of an oddball thing that I would add to my own collection, and I wouldn't really care if it was worth a lot or not. I would just like it and keep it. But of course, everyone's different. Some people definitely are buying into breaks because they want to resell. Other people are buying in because they want things for their personal collection. And some people, you know, it's a little bit of both. So it just depends on your motivation, I guess. But I think that's a cool card for sure. And actually, $23 for a little glow-in-the-dark mini. I mean, that's a decent price, I think. Oh, you've got the Angels tonight, too. You've got the Yankees, the Angels, and the non-baseball celebrity category. So you got all the high rooting interest spots tonight then. So we got to try to get something going for you too, don't we? Francisco Lindor is your favorite player. You know, I pulled a redemption and got it in before it expired. But it wasn't that long ago. I pulled a redemption for a Francisco Lindor orange auto to 25 out of Bowman for his rookie year, and got it in like just under the line there before it was going to expire, and they still had it. Sent it to me. It's really nice. I need to get it graded, but I haven't done it yet. Oh, you went to school in Ohio, so that would make sense. Why you like the Indians. Of course, you don't have to go to school there for it to make sense to like the Indians, but I mean, you know, I don't know. They were just geographically diverse teams. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I don't want to open any more packs right now. I want to look and see what we have. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop and see what's in here. So Johnny Bench, who is one of my two favorite players ever. The other is Hank Aaron. Those are my two favorite baseball players, period. Johnny Bench and Hank Aaron. And I do love to see them come out. I have not pulled an autographed Hank Aaron in a while, actually. We're due for some Hank Aaron love somewhere. In fact, I think that Hank Aaron autographed baseball jersey from a few months back, that might be the last Hank Aaron autograph that I pulled. This last one I remember anyway. So, yeah, I would like to find that. We're due to have that happen pretty soon, aren't we? Bullpen car goes to baseball equipment, stadiums, and superstitions category. Which, frankly, I like that little bullpen car. And I know they say some of the relievers won't ride in it, but I think it's fun. I would ride in it if I were a reliever. Speaking of relievers, whoo, how about Felix getting busted over to the bullpen? He's not happy. Yeah, but he's been pitching like terribly, so not surprising. Angels, here is Troy Scribner, and this might be the first Troy that I have pulled out of Allen and Ginter. And we've pulled him a lot out of Topps Chrome, but I think this might be the first A&G, so I think that's a fine hit for the Angels. I realize that you're probably looking for Ohtani specifically, but Scribner's a nice hit. And actually, we're probably about due to hit Ohtani as well. Pulled him out of, last time I guess we pulled him was out of what? Oh, why can't I think of the name of it? Optic. Yeah, Optic baseball. We pulled him, had 3 cases of Optic. He came out of 2 of the 3 cases with autographs. It's crazy. Of course, in general, we've had pretty good luck with Ohtani this year, but he is due to show up again about any time, I think. Because I haven't seen him out of Allen and Ginter yet. I haven't pulled him out of as an autograph out of A&G yet. So hopefully he's in this case somewhere. One would hope. Especially if you have the Angels, right? Yeah, if you have the Angels, you definitely hope that. Of course, I guess everybody got a little, he cooled down a little, obviously, after he sprained his UCL, and I think that kind of slowed the hype train a bit. But he has been hitting well again, so if we can get him back on the mound at some point, although I don't know that it'll be this, it might be this year, you never know, but they'd probably be smarter to not and wait. Have we only pulled 1 hit out of this box so far? The Scribner, or did we pull another? We just pulled the 1, right? Yeah, just the 1. So hits are hiding, man. They're waiting till we get to the very last packs here. Very elusive in this box. Oh, my little cat's come by here. He sometimes likes to jump in the wrappers like a kid would like to jump in a pile of leaves. Sometimes my cat likes to jump in the pile of wrappers on the floor. So if you hear some craziness in a minute, that's all it is. Not to worry. This is Joey Gallo and the Rangers for the Home Run Challenge card. Out of this box. Everything's waiting until the end to come out. What in the world? Where are our hits? I want our hits. You need a Dodgers rip card. Sheldon. Hey, Sheldon. This goes, of course, to equipments and superstitions and stadiums. Yes, I would love to find a rip card for you, and I would be just fine finding it for the Dodgers. Right now, though, we have Chris Archer, Tampa Bay Rays, another traded player. Seems like half the people we've pulled tonight in our various breaks have subsequently been traded, but it's always kind of that way at the end of the year. After the All-Star break, after the end of the trade period is what I'm trying to say. And I got distracted because my cat's trying to jump up in my lap, and like I don't want him to right now because I'm busy. But he wants to. Justin Upton for the Angels, a piece of the baseball bat. So there is our 3rd hit finally. Like next up, last card hanging out there to the end. 2 down, 4 to go. So I want to ask you, Sheldon, you're looking for a Dodgers rip card. If you get it, are you going to rip it or are you going to keep it intact? I always ask that question every break. And I'm always interested to see what everybody has to say about it. Especially this year, because we know that there are some red ink Ohtani signatures inside some of these rip cards because someone already ripped and got one and listed it on eBay. So we know for a fact that that is a possibility. So that kind of changes the scenario a little bit maybe in terms of if you think you would rip it or keep it. Cal Ripken and the Orioles is our box loader. Sheldon, you hit a Rhys Hoskins rip card in a personal box the other day. Very nice. Very, very nice. John says the flashlight test. He wants to try to decipher who is in there before he's ripping into anything. You ripped 4 of the 6, and you got, what did you get out of 4 of the 6? And you got a SSP. Okay. Chris says not only the flashlight test, but also the magnet test. You have to do the magnet and the flashlight test. Okay. DeYoung says I would take mine in and get an MRI for it. Oh, that is very creative. You must have excellent health insurance. You got to pay to get your baseball card and MRI. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about the magnet part of it. That never, I mean, obviously, you know, there are metal ones in there, or could be metal ones in there, but that never occurred to me. I guess I didn't, I guess I have magnets somewhere on the refrigerator or whatever. I guess we have some magnets, but yeah, I don't know why over all of these many years that never occurred to me to use a magnet. So, see, I learned something from you all the time. Oh, there's my man, Johnny Bench. So in this case, I have learned that I should be taking magnets off the refrigerator to check rip cards. If they're my own, of course. Sheldon, you have your own X-ray machine. You guys are on it. You've got it locked and loaded. Well, you know, one of these days somebody's going to pull something awesome out of one that's been sitting for years and years and years. You know, because the ones that haven't been ripped, that have just been sitting there intact for however many years, those are the ones I'd like to get my hands on. And buddy, I'd just rip right into all of them. I want to know what's in them. You've heard me say it before, and it's the truth. I would eventually have to rip every single one if it were my personal card. I'd be able to make it for a certain period of time, knowing that it was in there unripped, and I'd be fine. But there would come a time when in the middle of the night, it would be calling to me like a Stephen King novel. That card would be calling to me from wherever it was in the house, going, rip me, come and rip me. And I would have to get up in the middle of the night and rip the card open. That's just how it would happen. So that's, might be a month, it might be a week, it might be a year, it might be a decade, but eventually that card would call my name and it would get ripped. Oh, I'm with you, Sheldon. I'm a gambler all the way. I would definitely take the shot at it and see what I could get. For sure I would. But probably if you're in this chat room and in this break, you're probably, everybody's a little bit of a gambler. Because you know what? That's what makes this fun. It's like playing the stock market and playing the horse races and going to Vegas and card breaks. They're all very interrelated. DeYoung says if a card's calling to him, telling him to rip it, he's going to get it an exorcism. Well, as long as it's not spitting out, you know, anything like The Exorcist, like the movie The Exorcist, as long as it's not twisting around and spewing green stuff, I'm okay with it. And out of this box, we have Jake Lamb for the D-backs as our home run challenge card. And you know, I've got a handful of those home run challenge cards that are mine personally that I have not scratched off and done. And given where we are in the season, I would say I better probably get off my tail and get that done. But, you know, there just aren't enough hours in the day. That's kind of the long and short of it. There just need to be about twice as many hours in any given day as I have. Then I could get a lot of stuff done. Freddie Freeman for the Atlanta Braves. And I see behind it our other hit, so let's just go get it. It's off the other pile, but that's okay. We're going to fish it out. And this is our poker dude, so this goes to the non-baseball celebrity category for the little poker dude's relic. Speaking of gambling, there was poker dude. I always like the extras that go in here. I'm still mad at myself for not getting that Serena Williams a few years back. Oh, Chris, you picked the right game for your Gallo challenge. Excellent. Have you gotten your card yet? In the mail that you get for being correct? And what is it that they enter you for? And I should know this, and I did at one time, but I've forgotten. Is it tickets to the Home Run Derby, or is it tickets to the actual All-Star game? I want to say it's the Home Run Derby, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And we have another non-baseball celebrity hit. This is a comedian and radio quiz show host, Scott Rogowski. Autograph, of course, you could see that, but Sheldon says, you need something good. You haven't had good hits in this box. I know. We could use with a little fire coming out of here, but so far, this is what Alan and Ginter has gifted us. So we're at the halfway point as soon as we finish looking at what's in my hand here anyway. So we still have 3 left to go to find our fire. And then you have to figure, well, if it's not in here, then it would be in the back half of the case, which will open. I don't even think I've scheduled the back half of the case yet. Have I? I don't think I have. Maybe I have. I don't remember. But if I haven't, we will probably, if it's not already up and listed, which I want to say maybe it's not, we'll probably break it about this time next week, somewhere in this neighborhood. Maybe not exactly Sunday, but somewhere in like the Saturday to Monday of next week range. So you said not yet. It is still pending. So you haven't gotten the card yet. Okay. And it is for just the Home Run Derby. That's kind of what I thought, but then I thought that's what I had been saying, and then it happened to occur to me, well, maybe it was actually the All-Star game, and I had just been saying the Home Run Derby. So, yeah, good idea to clarify those things. Occasionally I get bogged down in opening so many products, I get the details of one thing a little off course. Jose Altuve for the Astros. Man, I need to get to our minor league team, because all of the reason I'm saying this right now is I saw Jose Altuve. Just bear with me. Jose Altuve was part of our single A team that's here where I live, called the Lexington Legends. They used to be affiliated with the Astros, and Jose Altuve came up through single A here with the Legends. We're now affiliated with Kansas City Royals, and we have all of the good young Royals are still sitting here in single A, including Mateus, who I'm sure they're going to be moving any time now. Kind of surprised they haven't moved him already, honestly. I keep thinking I need to go out to one of those games and get those guys to sign baseballs or something, but I haven't quite made it yet. But seeing Jose Altuve reminded me, yeah, I need to do that before the season ends. But we've had some cool people here. In fact, Roger Clemens did a rehab stint many years ago with the Legends. You have the Trenton Thunder, the Yankees Double-A team. Oh, that would be fun. I would like that. I mean, ours is just single A, so it's not as much fun. And honestly, I liked it better when we were affiliated with the Astros than with the Royals, although the Royals do have some good young guys right now, and all three of them are here at this moment. But I would be more into it probably if I were a AA or AAA team, or city, I should say. But I guess everybody kind of is. It's harder to get into it when you're single A, I think. It shouldn't be, but it kind of is. But still, I mean, it's definitely, it's worth going out there to see those guys. And Mateus is having an excellent year. I think he's leading in home runs, actually. But apparently has a lot of other work to do in some of other areas, which is probably why he is still in single A. But nonetheless, hang on a second. No, I guess not. I thought I felt something stuck to the back of one of those, but apparently I did not. So that was just Theo Epstein goes to the Cubbies, by the way. I'm sure you guys know that, but if you didn't, it does. Because again, he's affiliated with that team, and somewhere along the way it says that in one of those descriptions about the extra categories where it talks about what you do and you don't get. So yes, a AA Yankees team, I would expect that you have seen some really awesome stuff come through there. It took years for them to get a minor league team here. There was a group of businessmen who tried for, oh man, probably a decade before they got the team. And then they finally got the Legends in. And we've had the Legends for, I don't know, a long time, I guess. I don't even know how many years they've been here, but it's a while. And obviously, I guess they have decent attendance, or they would have folded a long time ago. But it seems odd, though, that where we're based, that we would be affiliated with Kansas City. And before that with Houston. I mean, it would have made more sense for us to have been affiliated really with Cincinnati or St. Louis or Atlanta or Cleveland, some of those places that were within a 2 to 6 hour drive. But of course, Cincinnati's got their team in Louisville, their AAA teams in Louisville, just up the road. Oh, you saw A-Rod and Jeter and Clemens all rehab there. That's pretty awesome. The rehab assignments sometimes are the most fun for minor league teams, I mean. To go out and watch the rehab assignments can be pretty cool. Trey Mancini and the Baltimore Orioles, our home run challenge. There was the flags of many nations, or the flags of lost nations, I think. I don't know why I said flags of many nations. And so I saw that the Blue Jays were calling somebody up that, again, isn't Baby Vlad. So if they are not calling up Baby Vlad by now, Jr., obviously, I just call him Baby Vlad, but I'm sure you guys know I'm talking about Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and they have not called him up yet. They're not going to bring him up. They're going to keep him down there all the way through next year to get his service time. Because what will they have to keep him, like 3 weeks beyond or something about into the season next year? Maybe a little more than 3 weeks after the season starts next year to get the extra year of service out of him. I think that's what's going to happen. Our mini tried to jump ship there. Kyle Schwarber was stuck to the bottom of the card when I picked up the stack. Kyle giving us grief. So I am a little bit bummed that they haven't brought him up. I mean, he had the injury earlier, but he's been back and just raking it. And he's, what's his? He's like 400 something, isn't he? Another mini at the back of the stack trying to get away from us. I mean, I think his batting average is quite good. And I wish they would just bring him, but they're not going to. Didi Gregorius for the Yankees. And we got a pinstripe. Hooray. Omaha has the AAA team for the Royals. Yeah, Sheldon, see, the AAA team is probably more fun most of the time. Although the three guys that we have here, as I said, are pretty good. And I think they're some of the higher rated prospects for the Royals. So this is one time I can say, you know, we do have some guys here that I think will make it up. But Baby Vlad's back, isn't he? I'm pretty sure that Baby Vlad is back. He was hurt, but I don't think he is at the moment, is he? And yeah, Bo Bichette, of course, is awesome, but I wasn't thinking Bo Bichette was going to get called up this year. Harrison Bader and the St. Louis Cardinals. But yes, I thought that Baby Vlad was back in the rotation again. And back playing, is he not? Thought he was. Charlie Blackmon, Colorado Rockies. But you know, even so, even no matter what they could do, I really don't like when they do that, but all the teams do it. They all play games with when they call them up to get that extra year of team control at a low price. I mean, they did it with Chris Bryant, and they've done it with a bazillion others. They did it with Torres this year, and it's just kind of the thing that teams do these days, and I don't really like it. But, oh well, I guess if you're going to pay them that much money, you're going to do what you're going to do, I suppose. All right, our box loader here is Babe Ruth. That's always nice. How do you not like Babe Ruth, right? And you know what? Babe Ruth there was a Babe Ruth in Immaculate Baseball. It was a base card, but numbered to like 5 or something, where he was a Red Sox. You don't see that very often, where anybody puts in a Babe Ruth Red Sox card. So that was kind of cool. Speaking of Immaculate, we have one more case of that. We're going to bust into it tomorrow night. I had previously been out of it, and then when everybody brought their inventory back from the National, one of my places had some Immaculate Baseball left, so I jumped on it. That's actually how we got a few of the things that we got. Somebody brought it back from the National and then put it back where they made it available again. So we shall see. But I like Immaculate Baseball. And of course, we got Flawless Baseball and National Treasures Baseball still yet to go too this year. And Chronicles. And I know probably some of you broke Chronicles last year, and you may not have liked it. You probably, well, there were aspects of Chronicles that I really liked last year, i.e. all of the inserts. And you know, it's cool being able to pull autographs on a Spectra card or some of the other inserts that were in there. What I did not like were the Chronicles base cards. They were hideous. And there were, I thought, too many base cards and not quite enough of our insert sets. So Panini must have been listening in on some of the breaks and things that people did last year. So they've revamped it. It is going to be nicer this year. There are going to be more of the hits are going to be on the insert series. So like Spectra and Prism and all of that sort of stuff. And there are going to be fewer of the technically Chronicles cards themselves. And they also expanded, I think, the number of products that they're covering. Because, you know, last year, what were there? Maybe 6 or 8 different products that were included in that. This year, I think it's maybe double that. Maybe not quite double that, but probably close to it. Somewhere there's a list of it. I just haven't memorized it yet. Mike Trout for the Angels. That's a nice one for the home run challenge. You've got a really good shot at cashing that one in. So I do think Chronicles is going to be improved this year. And honestly, I liked it last year. I just, like everybody else, I thought the base cards were hideous. And I wanted pretty much all the signatures to be on the inserts. I'm sure they're still going to have some of the signatures on the base cards this year. But I think the vast majority are going to be on the parallel inserts. Including Prism. Last year, you know, Prism was in there as an insert series. But none of them had signatures. This year it will have. You hit a Judge to 49 autographed relic out of Immaculate last night. That's a nice hit. Yeah, that's a really nice hit. Oh, Kyle Schwarber just hit a walk-off grand slam. Dang. That's nice too if you're a Cubs fan. And yeah, the Trout home run challenge, that ought to be one that's, you know, that one, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo, some of the ones like that, you feel like when you pull them, you got a pretty good shot at cashing them in. Bryce Harper and that. And then sometimes you pull other guys that you're like, oh, yeah, I'm probably not going to get this one. They were down 3-zip and there were 2 outs, and Schwarber hits a walk-off grand slam. Man, that's impressive. Been a lot of grand slams this year. I mean, even my poor lowly little Reds had a stretch where they hit like 3 of them in a 10-day period or something, and one of them was by a pitcher. Seems like there's been an unusual number of grand slams this year. Benrod says it is time for a rip card. I did not see that a while ago. Oh, it wasn't Schwarber, it's Chris Bryant. Well, that makes more sense. So I'm thinking, dang, Kyle Schwarber's like suddenly stepping up. But I thought Chris Bryant was out injured with his shoulder. I didn't even know Bryant was back in the lineup. So there you go. I am way out of the loop. I thought he was still out with shoulder soreness. Well, either way, they win, so congrats. Who is what guy? Who is what guy? What? I don't know what you guys are talking about now. Christian Yelich, and he is a Milwaukee Brewer on that card. So of course some of these I still want to call them to their prior teams, and I have to stop and think for a minute to call out the right team occasionally. You said Suarez is a beast for the Reds. Yeah, well, the Reds need a beast or 2 or 10. I mean, we have stretches where we play well, and then we have stretches where we're just awful. We haven't had a just awful stretch in a bit, though, so that's good. Minnesota Twins hit with Jose Barrios. John, you said you're so confused. Confused about what? The Grand Slam? It was you. So you said it was Chris Bryant, right? You not Kyle Schwarber. Did you change back? Is it back to Kyle Schwarber? I don't know. I don't know what's going on now. Now I'm confused. I've lost my way. John says, "Oh, I've had a few drinks tonight." It's a whole other guy that's in it. Not Chris Bryant, not Kyle Schwarber. But somebody named David, what is that? B-O-T-E? I don't even know who that is. Who is that? So maybe Chris Bryant is still out injured. I don't know who David B-O-T-E is. I don't even know. Obviously, Bate? I don't know. Runed for the Rangers with a relic. Okay, well, whoever that is... Okay, well, good for him for hitting a grand slam, but I don't know who he is. So, But I was surprised that it was Kyle Schwarber doing it, so it does make... Not that Kyle Schwarber's bad, because he's not bad, but it just doesn't seem like a Kyle Schwarber thing that would have happened. So there's a nice little black border Ohtani. I'm fond of the black borders. I know they're typically not numbered, but I'm fond of them nonetheless. Folio of Fears. I love the Folio of Fears. And what's interesting about them is some cases you will have lots of Folio of Fears. Other cases you don't get any, like not a single one. So you either have a case with a lot or you have a case with none. There don't seem to be any cases with just a few from Folio of Fears, which I think is odd, but anyway. That's how they've been falling. We have one box left. Wonder if a rip card is hiding in here. And all of our other breaks, and of course all the cases I've done the same way I did it tonight, right? You take out the 12 boxes, number them on the end, random chooses the 6 that are opened in the first half, and then obviously the remaining 6 opened in the next break. So in every other break that we've done, which has been what, 3 other cases I guess, random managed to get us one rip card in each half of the break. None of them had a break with no rip card, and none of them obviously had a break with 2 rip cards. Mark McGwire for the A's. So this is our last chance for random to deliver us a rip card in the first half of the case. So we better get our mojo working if we're going to find one in here, because it should be about time. We are due to see a rip card turn up about any time now. Yeah, so who is that guy? I mean, does anybody know who that guy is for the Cubs? Because I'm not connecting with who he is. I guess, you know, if he's the kind of guy that hits walk-off grand slams, I guess I'll be learning who he is pretty quickly, but I'm assuming a position player of some sort, but outfielder, infielder, like what's his deal? Is he playing for Bryant? Is he playing over there on third base? I mean, what's happening there with this guy? Had lots of beaches and moons tonight. I'm just looking over there and seeing I have a lot of beaches and moons and weather and nature in that category. And of course, there's more info coming at the end of this break. So once we finish this up, here's how this is going to work, because we do have a request to look at the back of all of the baseball minis, which we're going to do. But here's what will happen. After we finish the break, I will recap what we've hit. Steven Souza for the Rays is our home run challenge card. So we'll recap the hits. We'll put up the spreadsheet information again, including the stuff about Leaf greatest hits for anybody who wants to know about that or wants to know about the shipping date or all that. All that stuff will roll up through the end like it normally does. And then after we do that, we're going to go back and look at the back of all these minis. So if you're wanting to hang out and see the back of the minis, then you know kind of where it's going to fall. If you don't want to hang out and see the back of the minis, then you'll get all the info you need without having to wait. And that's how that's going to work. So it's his only at bat. Oh my gosh! And he hits a the only at bat, and the guy hits a walk-off grand slam. Oh my gosh! Oh, DeYoung says he's hit 320 and 75 at bats. Huh. All right. Well, I guess, like I said, I guess we'll be learning more about him if he's going to be slugging like that. So, interesting. Just when you think you know all of the possibilities, that is actually baseball superstitions. So that, of course, will go to equipment, stadiums, and superstition category. Although I think really the same person has all of them, maybe, except for non-baseball celebrity. Oh, that's interesting. What is that a fear of? I got to look at this one. Fear of the dark. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess I did know it had a name, but I didn't know what the name would have been for being afraid of the dark. But now we do. Javi Baez, Cubbies, and a pinstripe. Yay. Yay, pinstripe. Oh, you meant his only at bat of the night. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought you were saying like maybe he just got called up today and like that was his only major league at bat at all. Obviously minor league, but I thought you meant his only major league at bat, period, which was really impressive, although frankly it's impressive no matter. All right, we are closing in on it. Still no sign of our rip card. But we do still have a couple of places where it could turn up. But first, oh boy, look at that. Oh, it's not signed. Daggone it. I was like, woohoo, Mark McGwire. I just knew that was going to be signed, that we were going to turn that over and the Cardinals were going to have a signature, but we don't. We have a baseball bat. Aw. Well, that's still a nice hit for the Cardinals with the Mark McGwire relic. I just had my heart set on it being an autograph, that's all. We have 3 packs left. And then, of course, we're going to recap, obviously. Oh, we have a fabric. And it's for the Giants. Hunter Pence. I always kind of like the fabrics. It is numbered to 10. 7 of 10. Not everyone does like the fabrics, but I kind of do. I think they're cool. So it would appear then that we are going to have both of our rip cards in the back half of this case when we break it. Because we certainly did not have any come out for us tonight for the first time. That's the first time we've had a half without one. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We are recapping, then we're going to go to the spreadsheet. Then when we finish the spreadsheet info, we're going to come back here live to the break mat where we're going to flip over all of the minis, all of the baseball minis. We're going to look at the back of them. So that is what we are going to do. That's how it's going to roll. So our home run challenge cards: the Rays, the Angels, the Orioles, the D-backs, the Rangers, and the Rays. And our hits: the Giants, the Cardinals, Cubbies, Rangers, Twins, Brewers, Rockies, Cardinals. Yankees, non-baseball celebrity, non-baseball celebrity. The Braves, the Angels, the Rays, the Angels, the Yankees, the Mets, and the Giants. Those are our hits out of this half case. Now, let's do our spreadsheet, and then we're coming back for the minis as soon as we do this little bit of info. So again, Thursday projected shipping date for everything, and if I can get it out sooner than Thursday, you know I will. I always try harder to beat that date. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And coming up in the days ahead, we're looking tomorrow night at Immaculate Baseball, last case, Gold Standard Football, half case, and the last of it, and a full case of Certified Football, which will be the last of it. On Tuesday, we've got some autographed memorabilia of various sorts, a case of Clearly Authentic, and a half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys, and the last of the Donruss football in that third case break. Wednesday is the release date for Unparalleled Football. We'll break a full case of that along with an autographed full-size football helmet. Thursday, we'll do another half case of football jerseys. We'll do another case of Clearly Authentic, and we're going to do a full case of Topps Chrome Jumbo. So the Jumbo, of course, has 5 autographs per box, so that case is going to yield a whopping 40 autograph hits. So that's pretty awesome. Love breaking the Jumbo stuff. We all do. On Friday, we've got a bunch of autographed memorabilia that was part of the National Show. It was exclusive edition made for the National Show. So there'll be an autographed basketball, like an actual basketball, an autographed batting helmet, and an autographed full-size football helmet, all Hit Parade exclusive National Show editions. Then we'll open another case of Elements Football, which will be our final case of Elements, a 5th case of Clearly Authentic, and we will open a case of Crown Royal Basketball that comes out on Friday. So that is going to be fun as well. Once again, to give you a flip through of what we're talking about here. Right now, these are priced by team. If we don't get enough interest in it priced by team, then it's going to be averaged out and we'll just do a random team break. But as a first pass, we're looking at it as by the team. So we're going to do a case of 2017-18 Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball. Along with that, we will open 3 gold and 5 silver VIP packs. Those are, again, from the National Show, and they're multi-sport, and you can pull all kinds of awesome stuff out of them, autographed memorabilia, one of one. Otherwise, it's all pretty cool stuff. This would, of course, break when it's filled, which would mean when all the spots are sold. And again, if there's not enough interest to sell it by the team, then it's going to end up being sold as a random team break at a fixed price. But first pass, you see it here. If you're interested in any of these teams, then you need to send me a message and let me know. This bottom part should say LiAngelo or LaMelo Ball. Because in addition to the buyback cards in this product, there will be an autograph card from either LiAngelo or LaMelo Ball or Kyle Kuzma. And that'll be 1 per box in that, will be those. We're doing the same thing for Leaf Greatest Hits Football. So once again, a case with 3 gold and 5 silver packs. Same deal. If you want any of these teams, message me on eBay. Let me know that you do, and we'll see how it unfolds. If there's not enough interest in it by the team, then you know the deal. We'll make it a random team fixed price kind of thing. And then finally, there's some 2017 Greatest Hits Baseball, but I just have 1 box of it, which I think was a third of a case when that came out. I think they were 3-box cases last year. They're 2-box cases this year, but so I've got it as a third of a case. It could have been a half. Anyway, it's a box. And with that one, we will open 1 gold and 2 silver VIP packs along with the Leaf Greatest Hits. And if you're not familiar with it, guys, each one of those has 4 buyback cards in it. They are often graded. If they're not graded, then they will be Leaf encased. And then there's always some kind of Leaf original content in there as well, 1 card each. But the Greatest Hits stuff, I mean, it can be awesome. It can be, you know, autographed rookie cards of Mike Trout or Aaron Judge or all kinds of other stuff. So if you're not familiar with the kind of stuff that comes out of there, you should maybe, you know, check it out because it's pretty cool. Pretty cool product. Usually very high-end hits because, well, it's expensive. You know, they're like $550 to $600 a box, so they're not cheap. Okay, so now that has all of that wrapped up. Now what we're doing is, oh, Benrud, you said, what did you ask me? If you want some of the teams for any of that Leaf Greatest stuff, basketball, baseball, or football, send me a message in eBay messages and just tell me which teams you want. And if somebody hasn't already spoken up and claimed it, then I will put your name next to it. I won't bill you for it right away because I do want to wait and see if it looks like it's going to fill that way. And if for some reason it didn't, then we would just switch to like a random team fixed price break kind of thing. So, all right, we're looking at the back of our minis right now. And of course, we're looking for a couple of different things, missing numbers. And we're looking at just the baseball ones. I don't have the non-baseball ones here. So we're looking for missing numbers and anything that might be numbered to 25. Of course, anything that's a black border you would have seen from the front. There's loads and loads that have the Allen and Ginter back that look like that. But that becomes important more so if they're also numbered or happen to be missing their number. Hand numbered, I mean, to 25 or missing that number. Those are the things we're kind of looking for right now. So you don't find those come out super, super often, but they do show up here and there. And just as an aside, listen, I'm always happy to do this sort of thing at the very end of a break for somebody. If you want it done, just do exactly what John did tonight, which is jump into chat and let me know right when the break is starting so that I can keep it separate and then we can easily go through and do it. Because otherwise, you know, if all the minis had been stacked in with all the other cards, it would have been almost like doing the break over to find them. But stacking them out separate makes it easy peasy. But I find that it's just more efficient to do it this way. Because if you stop and flip every one front and back as you're going through the break, it adds... Surprisingly, you wouldn't think it would add that much time, but it really kind of does. Versus if you just stack them off to the side and then look at them all right at the end, it's much more efficient. And then the other people that don't care about looking at the back, then they don't complain about how long the break is. Because believe it or not, there are people that will complain about all kinds of things, including how long it takes to do something. So anyway, I believe that has got us wrapped up tonight, unless there's anything. John, did that get you covered? Was there anything else that you wanted to look at, or is there anything else that anyone has a question about before I sign off tonight? No, we think we're good? All right, guys. Well, then I am going to jump off here and start getting stuff into top loaders and doing some preliminary sorting and that sort of thing. So once again, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you bidding and breaking with me and chatting with me and coming by and spending part of your Sunday evening with me. So I will be back at it tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll see some of you again. And you don't have to buy into the break to just come and hang out with us. We're always glad to have the company. So until next time, we'll see you. Until next, blah, blah, blah. Until next time, take care and enjoy your week. I could speak occasionally. All right, guys. Good night. Bye now.